The land flu has struck. You can tell because I look like I'm dying.
Oh, Katie!
Don't be mean to me.
That's too bad.
I know. It's a struggle, but I'm surviving. However, Zach, Riot Games is not.
Whoa, what's going on at Riot?
I think that if we could switch places, they'd much prefer to have the land flu.
Oh,
so
no.
It just came out this week, about 3 months after Kotaku put out its breaking piece on alleged rampant sexism at Riot Games, a current and former employee are now suing.
Oh, whoa, hit me with the details.
Yeah, it is a class action lawsuit accusing it of, quote, endemic gender-based discrimination and fostering a men-first environment.
Whoa, that is not what you want from a big company. Tencent must not be excited about this.
Well, and it's funny because I don't know if you knew, but Tencent and Riot were never really super friendly with each other anyway.
Right, Tencent is more like that big Chinese wallet. They just want dollars and cents. They don't really care how it gets done.
Yeah, so this is like a pretty big deal. And let me just give you this one snippet. The lawsuit says a supervisor had told this woman, quote, diversity should not be a focal point of the design of Riot Games products because gaming culture is the last remaining safe haven for white teen boys.
No.
E.
You hate to hear that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Riot's having a bad week.
Yeah, that sounds like a GG for me in the lawsuit. That one's probably done already.
Yeah, we're gonna see what happens with that, of course. But that was pretty big news from this week.
Very damning.
Really, actually, this week's kind of all about drama.
Oh, it continues. We're moving from point 1 to point 2 already.
Yes, so this is slightly less
smooth transition.
drama,
I like that, Katie.
But the drama llamas are not going extinct here.
The drama llamas. Okay. Mm-hmm. What's going on? Hit me with number 2.
So Discord just acquired Blitz Esports.
I don't know what Blitz Esports is. What is that?
So Blitz Esports is a esports news outlet. They do a lot of really good video work.
Oh, cool. Okay.
I source them a lot for the daily walkthrough.
Very nice.
They do good interviews. And so Discord acquired them. They make a very popular app. And
what's the app they make?
So it's just their Blitz app that kind of keeps you on tune to like the latest news.
Cool. Okay, it's like a daily esports app?
Yeah.
Sure.
And so they made this announcement, essentially, Blitz did, that they're, letting most of their staff go.
The Blitzes?
Yes.
Oh,
yes. They
no.
call it a sunset.
Oh, that's a graceful mass termination expression.
So this is what they said to the editorial staff. The silver lining to our sunset is that other orgs can now get in on some of the best talent in gaming content. And
we made a lot of money. So thanks for the hard work. We're cashing out.
The good news I have is that I do have a source that told me that while people have been reacting negatively to them essentially acting like these people are now free agents, and that's a good thing.
Sure.
I did have a source who told me that that the Blitz guys that he has talked to feel like they've been taken care of. They got their notice. They have severance, and the CEO Rick is doing everything he can to help them transition.
That's good.
So I think the Twitter hot takes were a little off base, but maybe it's better than it's.
Yeah, Twitter hot takes are usually aggressive, but that's great. Sounds like the CEO's making. Was he the CEO and founder?
I'm not sure about founder.
Gotcha. Okay.
The CEO. So that's good. I mean, that's good to hear because, we've talked about it before, Zach, that there's been a few places recently who have shut down and employees are just SOL.
Yeah. SOL. That's the technical term. Yeah. Just immediately off payroll. Go pay for that 1,000x priced Cobra health insurance and then you're done. Yeah.
Yeah. Pass go. Do not collect $200. See ya.
Not.
But luckily, that seems like it's not what Blitz is doing.
Cool. Okay, I like it. I'll have to download the Blitz app.
And for the final news, the final little tidbit of drama this week, there is an Overwatch League player who just pieced out of the league in the most angsty Twitter
Linkin Park
fashion
hybrid
possible.
theory Twitter. Sure.
Oh, it was
crawling in my skin. What's he doing?
I was crawling in my skin reading this. So his name is Dafrin, of course.
Dafrin.
Just 2 weeks ago, he was signed. He announced to the Atlanta Reign, one of the new 8 expansion teams.
Sure.
So he tweeted today. He tweeted on November 7th, rather. That,
where's he from?
Where is he from, actually? Like, where was he born?
Yeah, like real world, IRL.
IRL.
Is he Korean?
Let me see. He's a Danish player.
A Danish player, okay. All good things come from Scandinavia and Korea, apparently, in Overwatch.
Yeah, right? Except for this guy.
Yeah.
So he goes, the end. I hate the game. Thought I could love it again and have passion, but it's impossible. I always end up soft throwing. Contract ended. Overwatch uninstalled. McDonald's, here I come.
Whoa.
Thanks for everything you've given me, Overwatch community.
That is so dramatic. How old is this kid?
That's a good question. His Wikipedia doesn't specify.
Oh,
but I have quite young.
Yeah. Why would you do that? The naivete of a kid to think that that kid's, what's the minimum salary for Overwatch players? Isn't it like 60K or something?
I think it's 50.
So 50K as a kid out of college.
That's good.
That's great. Unless you're going into like banking or finance or consulting, like that's legit money. That's more than I made at my first job.
Yeah, Zach. When I started at my first journalism job in DC,
they made you pay them.
I made $25,000 a year.
That's sick. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're in that you're in that like nice little bubble of millennials who graduated right after the 2008 crisis, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you hit that low point in the economy.
Yeah, but you know what? I like to think it made me tougher. It made me not want to send tweets like that. Right.
I do feel like kids these days, you know? Kids these days.
I have to feel bad though. Like clearly he was under some form of duress. He's not doing great. And so you never want to see that, right?
That sounds tough. I mean, it's grueling for these guys. You're playing like 12 hours a day, right? Practicing?
Exactly. And I think maybe, we'd seen reports before of these players having burnout. So maybe
burnout's real.
Happened with him.
Yeah.
I don't think you should ever do things like this on Twitter.
For the record, I agree with that. I'm going to go down on your side with this. Yeah.
Personal motto being, if you're angry, if you're sad,
maybe sleep on it. Yeah. Take a walk. FaceTime a friend. Discord a frenemy.
Oh, frenemies. We've all got some of those. But that was it. It's been a very dramatic week coming off of BlizzCon, which it had, as we talked about, its own amount of drama. So I'm kind of like waiting here. Every time I get on to do the newsletter, I'm like, what?
Been a whirlwind. Katie, champ, coming through with the land flu, still knocking out the daily walkthrough pod vibe. Love that.
I feel like death.
Looking good. Before we go, Katie, I just want to show you one thing. I followed Product Hunt, like the newsletter thing, and I saw this thing called Retro Patents the other day.
What is that?
They're old school patents of video games.
So cool.
And I got the retro patent for the original Game Boy and the N64, both of which I owned and bought with my own money.
That's amazing.
As a child entrepreneur. My parents.
Can you link me that?
Yeah, for sure. My parents, fun fact, and then we'll sign off. My parents wouldn't let me they wouldn't buy me video games as a kid. I had to buy them myself.
Yeah.
And so I was an exceptionally cute kid. Did not age that well. Right? But I was like a child actor. I did like a Pepsi commercial and a Tresemme, and Zatarans. I made like...
God, what happened?
I don't know. I turned ginger and I aged poorly. But so I used all that money to buy N64 and Game Boy games and should have invested in Nintendo. That probably would have been the better play, but I was 9, so what are you going to do?
Hey man, only got so many brain cells when you're 9.
I know, that's right. So, wow.
All right, well, it is time.
It's that time of the night.
And this little guy.
Master Chief. For those of you on the podcast, that's Katie's adorable
Look at this little munchkin.
Very cute.
Yeah. So he's going to go hold me while I cry and die in this land flu.
Again, dramatic like that Overwatch kid, Dafrin or whatever his name is.
Hey now.
Sorry.
But I'm not going to tweet about it.
Don't tweet about it.
We're going to call it quits. We will see you soon for another episode going over some of the most important news that's recently happened. Zach, I will talk to you later. I'm going to go try and survive the next 24 hours.
Goodbye, Katie.